after all of that, here we are. We're back again really, really quickly. Right, it's time for our Have You Heard segment. I am so excited. This is a replay because we've done this a story on these ladies before, but they're so amazing. We can do it again. So, Hawa, every week we share an interesting development, story, or event from the diaspora. So, are you ready for this one? This week we're asking, have you heard of these incredible women who are shaping the future of African space exploration? Have you heard? Okay, let's Bibi tell you about it, okay? Let's showcase them, right? So these are them right on the screen. You can see if you're watching on Facebook or on YouTube, you can see their faces right now. So while an African-born astronaut has yet to launch into space, programs across the continent are on the rise, especially in the fields of satellites and telescopes. Consulting group Space in Africa values space programs on the continent in excess of $7 billion, while countries including Egypt, Nigeria, South Africa, Angola, Kenya, Ethiopia, and Rwanda have established or expanded their space agencies in the last 20 years. So let's meet 3 inspiring female pioneers shaping the future of space exploration across Africa and beyond. First up, we have Jessie Ndaba. And if you're looking at the screen, she's the lady on the right-hand side. And she's a space engineer and co-founder of Astrofika. Do you see what she did there? Astrofika? A satellite tech company in South Africa. The fully black-owned satellite tech company based in Cape Town specializes in assembling, manufacturing, and testing satellite systems, a lucrative focus of the African space industry. According to Space in Africa, 41 satellites have been launched from the continent since August 2020, and that number is likely to triple by 2024. More than $4 billion have been invested in satellite development across Africa so far. Space was and is a calling, Ndaba says, noting that her fascination began with a photo of a rocket engine in a textbook gifted by her grandmother who raised her in Johannesburg. At Astrofika, I can't get over that name, we're all for partnering with other countries in Africa or outside Africa, Ndaba says, as long as we're working towards improving people's lives. But she points to the common criticism that space endeavors are expensive and that governments like South Africa should be invested in improving the lives of its citizens rather than investing in space. She says there's a number of benefits that we can get from what we do, but we fail to communicate that to people. She says satellite imagery can be used to assess land quality for farming or housing construction. So it does help improve people's lives. We're looking at the challenges that people are facing and we're looking for the solution. So that's one. Next up, we have Adriana Marias, and that's the lady in the middle. She's a South African physicist and explorer and is a founder of Proudly Human. Adriana Marias has a sights set on Mars, and it's a mission she's been planning for as long as she can remember. If I had to choose a particular outcome for my life, spending my last days on Mars would be it, she says. Here on Earth, though, Marias is preparing to simulate that harsh environment. In 2019, she founded research organization Proudly Human, with plans to run a series of settlement experiments in extreme environments as part of its off-world project. So she's really planning on living in Mars someday. In December 2019, she traveled to Antarctica to begin setting up a community where participants will spend 9 months in complete isolation. The project is now on hold because of the pandemic, but Mariah says Antarctica will be an ideal testing ground. Temperatures there range between -60 and -70 degrees Fahrenheit in the interior. And this is the average temperature on Mars in terms of testing infrastructure like water systems. According to Proudly Human, the research and technology developed to support life in environmental extremes can also help inform solutions on Earth, where billions of people lack access to clean water and air, reliable power sources, and a secure food supply. I feel like we have a duty living in this challenging era, she says, creating a future where we can be proud of whatever planet we're on. Planet Earth, please. Thank you. And finally, we have a beautiful, gorgeous lawyer like me, Ruvimbo Samanga. She's a Zimbabwean space law advisor. How cool is that job title? Did you hear that, Serena? Space law advisor. So Ruvimbo Samanga is a space law advisor for her home country, which began its own space program in 2018. Growing up in Bulawayo, Zimbabwe, Ruvimbo first became interested in space as a young girl, but she never thought her love of all things extraterrestrial and extraplanetary, quote unquote, could become a viable career, and pursued law instead. In 2018, she coached a team of law students that made history by becoming the first African entrants to win the prestigious International Manfred Lack Space Law Moot Court competition. That's when Samanga realized she could combine her two passions into one career and became a space law and policy advisor. We love to see it. From there, the opportunities were boundless, she says. I think space law and policy just gave me the most effective way of bringing about the change in the industry. It's so exciting to see the field developing right before your eyes. Space law governs space-related activities, including the use of space technology, damage created by space objects, and the preservation of space and Earth environments, and it has to constantly evolve to keep up with the developments in technology. Samanga represents Zimbabwe on the Space Generation Advisory Council, supporting the UN program on space applications, which facilitates the sharing of space technology and benefits with countries that don't yet have the resources to do it themselves. There are a lot of challenges in Zimbabwe and an urgent need for socioeconomic development all around, she says. In 2019, she founded AgriSpace Crop Yield. Samantha built on her expertise to launch AgriSpace, a company which helps Zimbabwean farmers optimize crop yields. So they use the satellites to show which land is more arable for the farmers to farm on. So for Samanga, all her work from law and policy to satellite tech stems back to her childhood fascination with space. She's now sharing that dream with students in Zimbabwe, inspiring the next generation of space explorers from the African continent. I dream for a world where girls do not have to question themselves and are not questioned, she says. My dream is to see African youth, especially young girls, in the African space industry. What? Did you like that story or what?